Welcome back, everybody, here to another episode of GregTech Community Edition Modern. Behind me is that failure from last episode. I honestly can't believe how much all of this stuff, especially I really don't enjoy the way this is so laid out in a manner that just kind of confuses you. Where you gotta get the clean room to get back to here. But we've got it. So, we are going, like, see, even that stuff that goes through there. What is that? Anyways, today we're gonna get ourselves a clean room going because I not only need to get this one started, I set another one up there in that corner so that I can also do some different recipes to make methane. As right now, I don't really want to be doing the distilling of it because that's going to eat away from the production up top. And I can get it just from oxygen and carbon so long as I have one of these set up. So we're going to go ahead and go upstairs. Is that what it was? No, it was that I need, yeah, carbon monoxide. So this is the recipe I was hoping to do with voiding the water out of this so that you get the methane gas in 8 seconds rather than in forever. So, what I need to do is we need to come upstairs the rest of the way and grab out this stuff here. So this is what we need to make the multi-block structure for the clean room, or the multi-block item. So we do need to get this set up pretty early as, do I have a... I think I was working on making one. We need to go ahead and see if I have one somewhere. Because I need a LV... Not a steam turbine, that's not going to provide enough power. That's also a steam turbine. I think I accidentally used one of them down here below. I think that's what happened. Oh, and in the meantime, I did upgrade my drill. So now I have an HV drill, which lets you do a 5x5x5 cube, which made carving out this room over here for blast furnaces later pretty easy. This one. This one we take. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab all of the other blocks I need out of my backpack. Pass through, yep, all of that. So, we need to build a box, basically. And the box has to have a way to power it, so we're gonna have to put that somewhere. I think we'll start, let's see how big we can make it. So planning on doing the 5x5, but leaving an area around the edges to be able to access more stuff. So there's that. And now, so I do want the energy, I want the item pass through, and these pass throughs over here. So we'll do fluid, and we'll do item. I want to do a machine hull, and then we'll do the diode. Right there. Looks right, and then build up a couple pieces around and make sure all of the corners are 1, 2, 3, 4, one more, 5. All of the corners and edges are gotta be the plasticrete. Oh. Now we need to let's put this stuff up first. So we need our filter casings, we need 8 of them. And then we need a clean room, multi-block piece. And then I did want to, maybe not the bottom part. And then there. Alright, do this. Just like that, and then just need an iron door. Oh, we do need a maintenance hatch. So I guess we do have 2 more blocks we gotta place in. And I think, just so that I have it right front and center, we'll do the maintenance hatch right here. We'll do our iron door. And then we just need an LV energy hatch, which I do want this in the back. Probably down here is good enough. Right at the base. In the back. There we go. It's all put together. So now I can put my turbine back here. And grab out my wrench to wrench it the right way. Okay. Now I guess the last thing we got to do is we got to pipe over some benzene. Which I did get myself tons of these polyethylene pipes. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and mine out right here. So I kind of want to bring it back this way and then directly in. So we'll just go 1, 2, 4, 5. I believe we got enough to pipe it all the way over. And we'll have to put our H-feed generator there in the back as well to be able to power the machines that we're looking to power. So we can bring it up 1, straight across. And 1, 2, 3. And then I just want to make sure there's no sloshing, so I'll make sure it only goes either direction there. So don't get any weird sloshing. And this will start to get its benzene. And then this should start... Oh, no it won't, because we got to grab out all our tools and do the maintenance on it really quick. It looks like we're just about out of durability on a bunch of our tools for maintenance, so we're going to have to change that up. But there we go. Now it's cleaning itself. Looks like, yeah, we're going to need a screwdriver here soon. Because that's only going to work to make one of those work. So I think a trapdoor right there would actually be the greatest addition to make sure that I can walk over that. And I do need a lever. So we get a lever. And there's a trapdoor. And a piece of stone. Cobblestone right there. Stick, lever. Boom. Alright, do I have, I do. So we can go ahead and place the trapdoor. I want to place it here so I can open it up to access that. And then we can put ourselves a lever right there, open up our door. And now we can go ahead and get in here. So now we might as well place the diode right up here. Yep. And then we will go ahead. Let's just back out over here so that I have space to put other pipes or things through if I need to. So we can go open. Maybe here we go to. Oh, we need a wrench out again though, so we can make sure that it doesn't do the weird sloshing thing again. Oh, it means it's done. Good. And then we should have a thing there. Are we not getting benzene? Oh, you know, it would help if I connected it up. That would be smart. Okay, so now I'm going to flip it. Aha, there it is. Okay, now we can take our cutter and our assembler and put those in there. So let's take that. I guess those pass-through hatches aren't very good spots right now. Although I guess... yeah, no, not very good spots. That's fine. Let's go ahead and put our cutter... Yeah, we're just going to be bringing items in here anyways, so... Put our cutter down, put our advanced assembler down. And now we just need some cables. Because we're going to have two machines in here, it's probably a good idea for us to use these ×2 cables for now. And we can take our wire cutters out, which we'll need to get ourselves a new pair of those here soon. But take our cutter, throw in our wafers, and we are on our way. That's going to be great. So we get 4 from that. We need 2 per patch that we're going to make. We got 1 of those. We're going to need more of those, but... Oh, I forgot. I need another one of these. So let's go upstairs. I forgot to grab out the gold coil wire, but grab that out in a second. Okay, something up here is not working. Oh, this one. Black steel. 2 more of those, and then we need a single magnetic rod. I did get a single additional crafting core up just so that we have the stuff to be able to auto-craft multiple things at a time. So, the big key, you cannot place them next to each other, or it thinks it's one big core with each of the cores attached to it. So, that is one thing to keep in mind when you're going to do that. And then I guess I'm going to need to make another piece of potassium chloride, I believe is what it was. I know I have it in, I guess, in the chest downstairs. We can put that together in here. Oh, that's right, it's got to be in the higher voltage tier, so we'll put that back on. Make sure those are ejecting. We'll get some potassium. And we need some chlorine, I think. And sodium potassium, that's right, it's not that. So we need some sodium. And I believe it makes 1 bucket, so we'll just need another one of these fuel cells. And we can go down and make all 4 of what I was looking to make of the, what's it called? The new energy hatches. That gives us 2, 1 for each of the oh boy, that's funny stuff right there. That's something else. Make sure you turn your auto outputs off when you're doing something like that. Oh boy. Yes, right there. Okay. So now we need to go downstairs and grab out the rest of what we need over here. So our cables, our sodium, potassium. We want the battery buffer and the advanced gas turbine. I can grab out my batteries. I'm going to use those pretty soon too. Looks like we're done with that. Get this made on a 1. And then to use those to make the energy hatch, just the sodium, potassium. So we'll go with our 4 machine hulls. 2 of these each, 2 of those each, 4 of those in our sodium, potassium. That'll make us 4 of our energy patches. We'll take our very first one, and we are going to drag it right over here. Do I have this set up? That's my biggest question. I do not have this part set up with a gas turbine, but I do not have another one. I guess this was the first one I was going to get going anyways, so that's fine. Place that. Grab out our wrench. Let's get out behind here. There's that, all made up. And our first gas turbine. I'm so glad that it doesn't blow it up if you try to spark some energy back into it, but that should allow that. And now we just need an input and the output. So we have those in our backpack. The input, sorry, the export and the input. So for the export, we're simply going to export carbon. Carbon dust right on in here. And this, oh wait, that's not right. It's sulfur. What am I doing? What am I doing? Sulfur. Sulfur. I can type it the right way. Right there. Sulfur dust. Take that out. Oh! I forgot about that. We can make blaze powder now. Is that the only way to make it? Is in the large ones? Yes. Oh no, you can do it in the small ones. You just need a... Oh, that's right. It was a mission, right? We're gonna make 12 of those? Let's go get that. Ah, that's nice. But we got all of our energy hatches now. So I think the goal I wanted to do the most is I wanted to upgrade the blast furnace to be able to do better recipes again. Especially considering, look how much we're waiting on for this stuff now. So let's have it turn off once this recipe is done. And then we'll take care of that. But we could grab ourselves some more. So I need 11. So that's 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I guess we're going to have to make another one of those regular HV ones just so that we can do it there. That's pretty sweet. Let it do its thing to get that while we just fly up. I need to just open this whole tube up over here like I want to. This is going to be a tube to pipe fluids up and down. Be an elevator shaft basically for piping. Came up here to start dismantling this. Especially because this now has got to get moved. And all of this can get moved too. Okay, take off this one, this one, and hopefully those all stack. They do. Good. rid of that. Let's get rid of this steam thing too. We don't want that anymore. Now we can come right up here. Saber 1 and 2. Let's get our battery buffer started on this. Not this one. This one. With our Lapatrons in there. And so now, to do that, we need to place our 2 energy hatches down. We do want to put our transformer over here. We do it just like so. And then right here we can place our battery buffer with a single one of these cables. And put our chemical bath right there again. We can do it with one pipe, just going right there, making sure that this one, oh, this one say not hot. Oh, I realized we do want the 2 pipes. I forgot about why. So we'll go ahead and take that off. We do want the 2, because that basically sets this as a lower priority than this chest, so we'll try to put it in here first, because the length of this pipe is longer. And so it'll try to avoid putting it in there. Now, with the silver cables, it can only hold 2 amperages, so we're going to want something that can handle greater than that. So let's get some silver on out. So we just need, like, what? We need 3... I'm hoping the 4X cables are enough, but I don't think they're going to be. So you need 16, 28, 24 to do 8X cables, just so that we don't have to worry about that. And finish up the blaze powder thing here. Get the last that we need there. Now with that one in here, if we accept... I know that somewhere we're supposed to be able to... That's the output, so we need the input. Yep. And we put 24. I believe we start making sulfuric acid. Yep. So now we've got this simple recipe to do sulfuric acid. Now we will import that on into here. I will probably switch this out for a low voltage at some point, or just a lower one, because that's a big excess sulfur tray. But as soon as we get to desulfurizing the oil, sulfur is not going to be a problem anyways. But we can place our other one over here and finish that one up. I don't think it... I think it was... No, it was the methane. Yes. Because even in HV, this is going to take 43 seconds. But if we make... But... Let's see how it goes. Because I don't really want to add more to that I don't feel like we need that much of. Go right there. Is that powering this? Maintenance needed. I guess I did the maintenance on that one over there. I didn't realize that. Let's break some tools here. Now we just need a... What was it? Is it needing a screwdriver still? Oh, no, a hard hammer. All done. Put tools away once again. Get those out of the way. Okay, so if we bring down carbon... Oh, that's actually pretty sweet. I didn't realize that. Do I have any spare cables? I do. So we're going to actually change this. Right there. So we can just input bus, drop down our cables, and put in carbon. Cool. Carbon filter. We'll start inputting carbon. We can come over here. I guess I need to go make some more polyethylene pipes really quick because I'm running a little bit low. This is the best part about using these kinds of pipes, is we just go ahead, put this in, bam, loads of pipes right away, already done. We will go ahead and throw another stack in there because I do want to probably get something where when we pipe down stuff, we can have it run along a bigger tube down here because we're going to need that. So we got to pipe down hydrogen, which is all the way in the corner over there. So we're going to have to move this one out one block so that we can grab our hydrogen down. So let's make sure it's outputting the south side of it. And there's that down. Now, not columns, less rows. Is it 3 layers back? I think it's 3 layers back, yeah. There we go. See, and this is why I love this tool so much. It works really well. Okay, so now we're going to want a bunch of these to get across. So let's wire this up to the back here. It's got to get to here. So 1. 4. We're almost there. That's why I queued up a second batch, just in case, because I do want to use these 4 times just so that we can simply put a fluid filter on it, as I should have a couple that I don't need anymore somewhere. Back. I don't... Not that one. Right there. Do I have anything in these? Nope. So I can put those on hydrogen. Grab out the extra pipes. And wander our way back downstairs once again. We don't need that many this time. We need another 1. Just 1 more. Wow. So we do that. We can take our small pipes and pipe it back over. 3 and 4. Before we attach it, though, we want to make sure there's no sloshing. So only goes the one way. We do not want extra. So that shows one of those pipes as that. So now we're going to go ahead and take one of these, put in hydrogen, as hydro. If I could spell, that'd be great. Hydrogen gas as the filter. Place it on that cover. And then we want filter extract. And it's going to come down to, and then straight on in. 1, 2, 1, 2. Done. Now, ooh, that was my mistake. Output hatch there. Actually, we want the output on the back now because we're going to pump it back into our thing. So we are going to want 2 more. So, take that. Break this one. The other thing is, even though I'm going to lose some hydrogen, it's fine. Got ourselves a way to make more. I would actually prefer them up here, because I do want a pathway to be able to walk along back here if I need to. So we just got to grab our crowbar and pull that tray off. Just got to figure out, I think it should be this one. No, it's not that one, it's the other one. Good. So do that, make sure it still says filter extract. And then we will be inserting, so this is an output hatch. And then, where's the input hatch go? There it is. Input hatch. So now we can just run it straight across over, pipe it down in, give ourselves our casings back to complete the object. And I think just on the input bus, we need another 24. No, it's not 24. What is it? 1. How long does it say it's going to take? 11 seconds. Okay, that's way better than I thought. So that's going to allow us to shift all of this production over here. On top of the fact, let's look at the texture. Yeah, so we can even do this now. So we'll have to build another one up, but we can do this recipe, getting hydrofluoric acid still, but then we only need methane and chlorine gas. We don't need to make the hydrofluoric acid or the chloroform to do this recipe anymore. And then we just run that through a electrolyzer to get our components back, which, so we need this still. So that'll go probably somewhere in between here. And that's going to take an input of fluorine. Hydrogen will stay in the system. And yeah. I don't want to make this episode run much longer, so I will probably sort that whole setup, moving it over and getting it functioning over here. I'm probably going to just grab some of the methane as it produces out and get it to where I want it, so that I can get some more polytetrafluoroethylene. So I can make more of these chemical reactors. I feel really good about this, because I remember last time this thing terrified me the very first time we played, and now it's just cool. Just cool. That's all it is. So pretty awesome, especially since now we're making sulfuric acid. The thing we do have to worry about is I don't want to run out of that stuff. So we have to look at what our sulfur is like right now. We got a decent amount, but I mean, I've also been trying to whittle out stuff that we don't need that much of. So up here, this chest. So you notice we got tons of lead, and I got all the sulfur out of the lead too. Just so that, like, you know, we don't need that much lead compared to how much we're getting, but we're gonna need a way more sulfur at the moment. I really hope that we don't need too much more lead, because if we do, and I've just been basically dumping it for sulfur, that's gonna hurt me in the long run. But for the short term, I can see that sulfur is something that we really need lots of, so it's gonna be much more helpful to have the sulfur here as we just put ourselves up over cap again, even though that thing's holding on to tons. Let's go look at how much it's got been making. So it's only making 1 bucket. Every 16 seconds we're losing 1, so that's not too bad. So not too rapidly that we're losing that. But with that made up, I can then set up something to make polyethylene a little bit better too. Polyethylene. Polyethylene. So it's got the same recipes, just trying to also use titanium tetrachloride. Don't want to use that because that's also where you get titanium from, so don't really want to be using that to boost our polyethylene gains. If I could actually say it right. And then I don't think it's worthwhile doing this recipe, so I think we're probably just going to be leaving the ethylene production in an MV reactor. Just the small ones. That's crazy to think about, that you can just get it straight up from the other stuff. Forgot about that, that you don't even need it if you just filter it out. But I am probably going to do some sort of setup. I got to show you this before we skedaddle out of here. I did build myself a pump because I was kind of getting tired. I had to go get some gypsum over here, and it was a pain in the butt to get it because there was an oil well right on top of the thing. So I went and I made myself a pump, so I can now pump the little oil wells that you see around that have oil spouting out of them, like that one over there. I've basically been using it just like the miner, where I go and I put it somewhere and then I let it do its job. And then once it's done, I pick it up and I move it. But we'll be able to take this raw oil and start cracking it into the different components that we need for other things. Oh, that's crazy. I didn't realize there was a combustion generator that you can use it straight up in. But it looks like it chews through a lot once you're using it. So yeah, it'd be much better. Sulfuric gas. See, and this is exactly why, because we can get... Do you do that and then crack it? Sulfuric gas. Ah. And we get the hydrogen sulfide, which starts to allow us to do things like we can do this recipe. We don't want to do that one because using oxygen like this is a big pain. We can electrolyze it to get the sulfur out. We could use it in a chemical reactor. Oh, that's just a very small one. But all of the different things we can do with this is going to make it to where we can start getting into basic oil stuff. So, and why does it look so... Okay, no, it is going to the bottom. Looks like it was trying to be like, it comes to the top. But we are going to go ahead and say I'm wrapping it up here, guys, because we are kind of out of time. So thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time. Bye!